Good morning children, welcome to science class. Today I am continuing the lesson food for plants. Food for plants. Okay children, in the last class you had studied about parts of a leaf and how plants make their food. In today's class, let us learn about the topics unusual plants, croton plants, food chain in the flow of energy, and finally balance in nature. So, as I told in the last class, the kitchen of the plant is leaf. The kitchen of the plant is leaf. The chlorophyll which is present in the leaf helps them to make food. So, we already know about this. Now, let us go for the first topic, unusual plants. First topic, unusual plants. Here, unusual means uncommon. Unusual means uncommon. That means it is not common. It is not common. So, here we are talking about unusual plants, uncommon plants. If we call a plant as unusual plant or uncommon plant, there should be something different, right? Yes. So what is there? In some plants don't have leaves. In some plants don't have leaves. Can you give an example for that? So example like cactus. Cactus and aloe vera. Cactus and aloe vera. These are the examples for unusual plants. So plants like cactus and aloe vera, they do not have leaves. They do not have leaves. So where is their food made? Where is their food made? Their food is made in their green stems. Their food is made in their green stem. Though plants like cactus and aloe vera, their food is made in their green stems. It is not made in their leaves. It is made in their green stems because they do not have leaves. Next one. You would have seen some molds and mushrooms. Molds, M-O-U-L-D-S, molds and mushrooms. Molds and mushrooms. So what is the meaning of the word molds? It is a fungus that grows on the other thing. Molds means it is a fungus that grows on the other thing. It's called molds. For example, bread mold. For example, bread mold. If you keep a bread for a long time, you can see the white outgrowth on the bread. That is called bread mold. If you keep a bread for a long time, you can see the white outgrowth on the bread. It is called bread mold. And it is mushroom. So in Kannada, it is anabe. In Kannada, we will call it as anabe. These are non-green plants. Molds and mushrooms are non-green plants. So, do they prepare their own food? No, it is not possible to prepare their own food. Therefore, these molds and mushrooms get their food from dead and decayed plants and animals. Dead and decayed plants and animals. These molds and mushrooms gets their food from dead and decayed plants and animals. So it is all about the topic unusual plants. So once again I will tell you, listen carefully. Unusual means uncommon. It is not common. So cactus and aloe vera are the example for unusual plants because they don't have leaves. So these cactus and aloe vera, they prepare stems. They prepare their food in green stems because they don't have leaves. Next, molds and mushrooms. Molds and mushrooms. These are non-green plants. Non-green plants. Molds and mushrooms are non-green plants. For example, for mold is bread mold. So these molds and mushrooms gets their food from dead and decayed plants. It is all about unusual plants. Next topic is croton plant. Next topic is croton plant. Have you ever seen a leaf in red color? Croton plant. Have you ever seen a leaf in red color? Okay. Here you can see the leaf. It is not in green color. It is not in green color. It has some color. So why it has some color? What is the reason for this? So in some leaves, red pigment, because of red pigment. Because of red pigments, some leaves are in red color. Understood? Because of red pigment, some leaves are in red color. Due to red pigment present in them, they hide the green pigment. Due to red pigment present in them, hides the green pigment. So why some leaves are in red color? Because of red pigment present in them hides the green pigment. Because of red pigment, some leaves are in red color. So it is all about croton plant. Next we will go for the topic food chain in the flow of energy. So before going to the topic food chain, we have to understand the meaning of the word interdependence. Interdependence. Here inter means between. Inter means between. So interdependence is the dependence between things. Interdependence is the dependence between things. So since here we are talking about plants and animals, it is the dependence between plants and animals. The dependence between plants and animals are called interdependence. So we know that plants and animals depend on each other for living. Plants and animals depend on each other for living. Plants get carbon dioxide from animals and animals get food and oxygen from plants. Therefore, plants and animals are interdependent. Plants and animals are interdependent. Okay, now we will go for the topic food chain. Food chain or flow of energy. So we know that the ultimate source of all energy on the earth is the sun. The ultimate source of all energy on the earth is the sun. Plants depend directly on the sun's energy to prepare food by photosynthesis. Plants depend directly. Plants depend directly on the sun's energy for food by photosynthesis. Therefore, plants are called producers. Plants are called producers. Plants are called producers because plants depend directly on the sun's energy to prepare food by photosynthesis. Therefore, plants are called producers. But animals and human beings depend indirectly. Animals and not directly, it is indirectly. Animals and human beings depends indirectly on the sun's energy by consuming plants and other animals as food. Therefore, animals and human beings are called consumers. Animals and human beings are called consumers. Plants are called producers and animals and human beings are called consumers. Thus, a chain exists in the nature for obtaining food. A chain exists in the nature for obtaining food. The chain is called food chain. The chain is called food chain. So what is food chain? A chain that shows a series of organisms where each member depends on the lower member in the series is called food chain. Here you can see the example for food chain. So here it is sun, S-U-N, sun, grass, insects, frogs, reptiles, eagles. Reptiles means snakes. So this grass gets the sunlight energy to grow. Grass gets the sunlight energy to grow. Then these grass are eaten by insects. Insects are eaten by frogs. And these frogs are eaten by reptiles. And these reptiles are eaten by the eagles. So, grass is eaten by insects. And insects are eaten by frogs. And frogs are eaten by reptiles. And reptiles are eaten by eagles. So, plants and animals are interdependent. It is the flow of energy. It is an example for food chain. So, what is food chain? A chain. A chain. A chain that shows a series of organisms. A chain that shows a series of organisms where each member depends on the lower member in the series for food is called food chain. If something in the food chain disappears, it causes a problem for all the other organisms in the series. Therefore, we have to maintain the series. We have to maintain the food chain. We have to maintain the flow of energy. So, how to maintain? To maintain the balance between plants and animals, we have to protect them. So, how can we protect them? Programs like Vana Mahotsava. Programs like Vana Mahotsava. Programs like Vana Mahotsava promote the planting of trees. Programs like Vana Mahotsava promotes the planting of trees. By doing this, we can protect plants. So, to protect animals, what we have to do? To protect animals, programs like Wildlife Protection gives the special protection in forest reserves and sanctuaries. For example, bird sanctuaries. So, by doing this, we can maintain the balance of nature. Understood? Okay. So, to maintain food chain or to maintain the flow of series, we have to balance the nature. So, this is all about this chapter. So, what we have studied in today's class? We have studied about unusual plants, croton plant, food chain or flow of energy and balance in nature. Understood? Okay. We will see in the next class. Thank you. Be safe.